the mic, yeah, we bring the flame. Thursday nights, it's a vibe, y'all gon' know the name. C. Wells, Jamie G. Jerome, DJ 2. Facts and flavor mix, that's how the crew do. Catch us live, hit that like, don't be shy. Talking SWAC, y'all, with the jokes that fly. We ain't ducking no smoke, see us holding rank. Discussion, sharp enough to make a ship sink. We got stats, we got smack all rolled in one. SWAC talk like the smoke from a loaded gun. Y'all tune in every week, it's a new vibe. Opinions clash like titans, watch the sparks collide. Here for the teams, for the sports, for the jokes you need. Cut through the noise, watch SWAC smoke's gonna lead. No fakes, no chill, bring the truth you seek. Every Thursday night, yeah, we running the streak. Catch us live, hit that like, don't be shy. Talking SWAC, y'all, with the jokes that fly. We ain't ducking no smoke, see us holding rank. Discussion, sharp enough to make a ship sink. From the court to the field, we dissect the play. Breaking down the wins and losses of the day. A different crew, but the unity's tight. Facts mixed with the laughs, got you feeling alright.
On how y'all doing? Happy Thursday. Welcome to SWAC Smoke episode number 199, man. We almost at 200, man. That mean a lot to me. And we're gonna have a good time next week. But we got a good show this week. Of course, we got Mr. Dark Cloud Defense in the house over there. Jerome, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up? What's up, C. Wells? What's up, everybody out there in the chat? Good to see you all. Hopefully, we have some mothers watching the show. So before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day and all that kind of good stuff. And for all our watchers, take care of your mom and your wife or your girlfriend if you got children. So that's
your girlfriend, your girlfriend, your side girl, your other girl on the side, all of them, man. Take care of every one of them. They got kids, man.
Yes,
I definitely got to shout out my mama. You know what I'm saying? I got to shout out my mama, Miss Judy. Happy Mother's Day early. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do a little something for you, of course. My sister, my niece, my wife, everybody, man. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Even my sister up above. Happy Mother's Day to you too. So we're gonna do a little something for everybody, man. And like I said, it's almost a weekend, so we're gonna have us a good time. And let's go ahead and we're gonna start it off with the tournament, man. SWAC softball tournament is on and popping. And I'm gonna say one thing, man. It's, and we said it last week. The tournament is different. Things happen that you don't expect to happen, and we got one number one seed gone, and so we got a few upsets been happening. So Prairie View, they got beat today by Bethune-Cookman, who was the 4th seed. So that Prairie View ended up in the losers bracket right out the gate. So it's tough.
Yeah, I'm looking at the FAMU Bethune game now. It's the first inning. No score in the first inning, the top of the first inning. But Jackson State just won. They just beat Alabama State. So whoever that put them into the championship bracket or championship round tomorrow. So whoever plays them is going to have to beat them twice, which is going to be a tall task, in my opinion. But you never know with this SWAC softball. Like we said last week, even FAMU was struggling. They came out the first game and they struggled, even though they won. But then they turned around and lost yesterday. So it's still a lot of softball to be played. But right now, I would say JSU got the upper hand on coming out with the championship.
Oh yeah. With basically with 2 games in your back pocket, you got a little room for error. You never want that to happen, but you got a little room for error. And especially you playing, you're gonna be playing, then you get some time off, because you playing a
Right.
team that's already played, so the championship at 2:30, the game for the team to make the championship, that game is at that game is
10:30, I
at
think.
10:30. So you know what I'm saying, you playing a team who already played earlier, so you got a little bit of advantage. And so that helps. And I do like that they keep it double elimination all the way through, because some tournaments they do double elimination to the championship and then it's one game, and I'm like that.
That's not fair.
That's not fair. You run through your bracket and you lose in the championship to somebody that already lost. You know what I'm saying, you don't get a chance to get back at them. So
Yeah.
I like
Yeah, that's
this
not
way.
fair.
You know, if you beat this team twice, you earned it. And so
Yeah.
I look, I think it's gonna be a good matchup between whoever they face. Like I said, FAMU is the number one seed in the East, but Bethune is playing some good ball right now. So it's gonna be an interesting thing, man. And I think the weather been a little dicey, because we had a lot of rain coming through this area the last couple of days, but they was able to get all these games in. So um, one thing about the SWAC and baseball and softball tournaments, you gonna always have weather. So that you always just gotta find a way to survive the weather.
Yeah, it's a good thing they got multiple fields at this complex that they're playing at. Because I talked to my friend Corinthian. He's at the game. His daughter is the coach at FAMU, one of the coaches at FAMU, and he said that yesterday a lot of sitting around waiting on that rain delay kind of affected all the teams. I think they all came out a little bit flat, just breaking their regular routine by not coming on out and playing and stuff. So it looked like they were able to get the games in today. The way it's looking, I'm looking on TV. It's sunny out there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we only like a couple hours from golf course, so typically, what we got, they got. So it's been a nice day, and like you said, with the rain coming through yesterday, especially, they were still able to get all them games in with multiple fields, and I think that, that's a great thing. You don't have to push nothing back really, what I'm saying? You might have to push a game back if something run late, but you don't have to really worry about trying to make up a ton of games, in a couple of days. So I think that's a good thing. It's important to have your events in places that's beneficial, and I think this is very beneficial for them.
I think that the turf field also helped by turf. I would imagine will be a little bit easier to maintain after a rain shower than you having to rake the clay and all that kind of stuff. So, like you say, I guess it's a good choice to have the games. I don't know how well it's attended, but from the games that I've watched, I hear a lot of people in the background as far as not noise goes. But I get nervous, bro. So I can't watch for too long. I have to walk away.
That's how, man. That's how I am with anything Southern do. Because I watch, I watch. I try to, catch a soccer game here or there. But when Southern made a SWAC championship in soccer, man, I was like, I gotta watch it because as my team. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh my God, man, I can't, man. I'm having a heart attack, like, cause
yeah,
I like to watch soccer anyway. So, it was one
yeah.
of the things where that's up my alley. I played soccer for like 1 year, so I'm a soccer pro, but
1 year in a row.
1 year and done. I was one and done. But that just like you say, just the stress and your heart beating, and you watching that clock tick, and you like, damn, they still got 15 minutes, and like, damn, when these 90 minutes gonna be up, and then you got the extra time and all this, like, oh my God. So
Yeah,
when the clock finally ran out, I was like, thank goodness. I was excited, man. So I get it, man. I guess that's why I said last week, it don't really matter what the sport is. People get caught up in their teams playing, so you get more investment when you get to this time of the year.
yeah. I last night, Alabama State jumped on top of FAMU. I think it was 4-0 in the top of the fourth. I mean, top of the first inning, and then FAMU came back and they got the bases loaded with no outs, but were only able to get 2 runs out of that inning. And the game had already started late because we already an hour behind here in Tampa or ahead or however it goes. So it was getting late, man. I said, I'm gonna watch this next inning and I'm gonna see how it go. And Alabama State put up 2 more points. I was like, yeah, that's it.
Like,
I was like, man, let me go to sleep. I
Hey,
have to get up and read about it.
you know, some games you gotta know when you can push that button, man, the eject button. You know, like I'm
Yeah.
really I didn't perfected that, man. When I push the eject button, I rarely eject and then realize I shouldn't have. So my mom and them used to always tell me, you know, don't you know don't stop watching the
Don't,
game or don't leave a game
don't
until
walk
it's
away.
0-0
Yeah.
because they had told me one year. I guess I was little, but they had told me one year we was playing badly and we was losing in the last seconds and we scored a touchdown to win because they were picking up their stuff to leave and so they were like, my dad was like, we not leaving the game no more till it's zeros on the clock. And he took it literally because he even meant when we was losing, he didn't
Y'all
want to
gonna sit
leave
there and watch it.
regardless, man. So I sat through many a whooping. That's why I'm like, now that I'm older and I go, you know, and I'm the one,
In
you
charge.
know, I look at my wife like, hey, we out of here. My nephew, when he used to go with us, I'd be like, y'all can do what y'all want, but I'm leaving. So, you know, if y'all want to try to find y'all way back to Baton Rouge from Lake Charles, you know, y'all can do that. But yeah, I know the car going to Baton Rouge with me in it. So if y'all ready to go, I'm leaving. So I don't sit through whoopings. I don't do whoopings unless
I sit through the football because I be done paid my money, so I'm gonna enjoy my whole experience. But it be rough, you know. It get rough.
not. The only way I sit through a football whooping is if I know somebody that's at the game from the other team and I know they're gonna want to talk. I'm gonna stay and take my medicine. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm up out, man. I don't even hesitate no more. My mom and them be looking. She's like, "Oh, I saw y'all leaving." Like, hey, I got nothing. I don't care trying to get on. But you know,
Well,
it is what it is.
hopefully I don't have that situation this year. But all that remain to be seen. We still building a squad over there down there in Tallahassee.
So
So
yeah,
yeah.
man. Let's go ahead and transition into football. Well, no. Let's before we do football. Shout out to UAPB, man. They golf team had a really
Yes.
successful tournament this week and was able to get them a trophy. So salute to UAPB, man. They golf program has really been solid, man. These last couple of years, they were back-to-back SWAC champions for this season. And
Yeah.
so they have a really good golf program, man, and I'm really excited for those men, man, to get it done.
It took FAMU ended up winning the SWAC championship in golf, but that final day, FAMU was winning by maybe 12 strokes or so. But that final day, UAPB came storming back, man. They cut that thing to 2 or 3 strokes to barely win that game. I mean that match, you know, for FAMU to barely win that match. That's why I knew when they were going into the championship that they had a good team. They because this is what, like 3 years in a row, at least 2
Yeah,
that they've been doing
like
it.
they've been a really solid program. So you know when you got something like that, man, I think you really need to kind of support it, even though it's a sport that most people don't watch. You gotta you gotta support and recognize the guys on the squad. Now I will say this though. I'm looking I'm looking at the squad and ain't a dog face on that squad, man.
That's that D. I thought DEI was over with.
I thought it was too, but it obviously ain't.
Hey,
But
FAMU the
they're part
same
of Crime
thing.
Bluff, so I mean I think
FAMU,
if you look at most people team like that, it's probably close to it or similar. So hey, whatever it takes, man. If that's what you got to do to win, you got to win.
right,
So
right. Well, a lot of us don't grow up playing golf as in that many numbers. You know what I'm saying? So it's an opportunity for golfers to come to get a good education and you get a good experience in going to college. A lot of them dudes might not have played anywhere if they had not came to one of our universities, you know? So
yeah,
I don't see
exactly.
anything wrong with them taking advantage and getting it. I mean, we doing it in football and other sports at their schools. I just want to get the best ones. I want to get Tiger and
Yeah,
all them other ones.
that's my thing. That's my only thing. You know what I'm saying? If you it don't matter who you get, just get people that can get the job done for you, man. Don't get the dude who can't play at all just because he foreign or he
Right.
white. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go have a squad full of scrubs. Get you some
Right.
players. So like I said, I got no problem with whoever, man. You put on the blue and gold. You with Southern. I don't care. Just give it your best and do what you got to do. But salute to Pine Bluff, man. They need some good news, man. We be hard on the Golden Lions, but when it comes to golf, they really on top of their game. So salute to them for sure for getting it done.
Yes, sir. They the flagship program right there with FAMU and the SWAC. From what I understand, Jackson State used to have a great men's golf program, and I want to say they're bringing it back next year.
Yeah, they bring it back. They were the squad in golf for a long time on the men's side. They used to run it under Coach Payton. They used to really dominate the SWAC, and so it's good to see that coming back. Yeah,
is that Eddie Payton, a football player?
Yeah, he's the coach of the golf team back in the day.
Damn, didn't know that. That lets you know he wasn't playing no football. He was playing plenty golf.
Hey, you got to turn that hobby into a paycheck.
I know that's right.
They always say do what you love. You get paid to do what you love. Hey, if I could do it, I'd do it.
End of the first inning is FAMU 1, Bethune 0. End of the first.
We got a little Florida Classic going on in softball.
Softball, yeah.
Speaking of baseball, we coming into the last couple series of the season. It looks pretty much. It looks pretty solidified, but it's still a big series at the end of the season with Southern and Jackson State. That's a huge series. Southern on a little bit of a high streak,
right? That's going to do something with the seeding. Somebody might not make it, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm gonna run through it real quick because Prairie View is sitting right down that doorstep at number 9. If they can kind of put together a strong finish, they could sneak in. But right now, Bethune-Cookman is 20-4. FAMU is 18-6. Grambling 16-8. Bama State 15-9. Jackson State 14-10. Texas Southern 14-10. Pine Bluff 12-9. Southern 13-11. And Prairie View is 9-11. So they four wins behind, but they still in a decent spot. Valley 6-18. Alabama A&M 2-22. And Alcorn 1-23. So it's really competitive, man. And like I said, we down to these last 2 series, so we're gonna see how things take up.
Yeah, that baseball tournament, I imagine that will start next weekend. I guess sometime next week. But
it'll be the weekend after next, I think.
Okay, that's the same type of drama though, bro. That's if you're on blood pressure medication, make sure you take it. And don't check your pressure after while you watching them games because it's definitely gonna get it up.
Yeah,
I don't care how good you was during the season, it don't matter.
And if you're a team that that like I always say, whatever your flaws are, a tournament gonna always expose them. So if you like Southern and you have those hiccups in the field a lot, that's what's gonna chop you up. Because you're gonna have that one game, because I don't know about everybody else's team, but Southern, they series always typically, they win one game 15-12, and then they lose one game 12-2. You know what I'm saying? Then they win the next one 5-2 or something like that. Because they give up a gang of runs, but they score a lot too. And in a tournament, you can't, it kind of tighten up. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things shake out. But I'm excited and ready for it. What's up, Big Soldier? What's going on with you?
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all doing, man? I just was scrolling Twitter. I see Mekhi Hagan's committed to Alabama A&M.
Yeah, he just committed today. I didn't even know he had went back in the portal because he had signed with Lamar, but I guess obviously it wasn't a good situation for him.
Yeah.
Um, how y'all feel about that move? I'm gonna ask y'all first.
Uh, I'm kind of indifferent, but I feel like Alabama A&M quietly building something over there. It's quiet. It's not as loud as some of the other teams in the SWAC. But I think I think it's gonna be a good move for them.
I I don't know, man. Like I don't like that. I'm not really sold on him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. Everything I've ever seen from him, I think he's a solid. You know, I think he can be solid. I think he got his stretches where he makes some good plays, but he make a lot of bad plays too. You know what I'm saying? So he just one of them guys, man. I don't know. You gotta take the good and the bad with him. I guess he just don't. To me, he don't look really good when it get tight. You know. So I mean, obviously he could get better, but I don't know. I'm just not as high on him as a lot of people are. So I wish him the best though. I definitely wish him the best.
I like the move. I think if he gets a good old line at Alabama A&M, and I think he probably get a little development with the coaching staff and the quarterback coach, and see what he what he need to improve on, what's his strengths and what his weaknesses. If he fits their offense, I mean, hey, you just never know. It might be a rejuvenation of him. I don't know. I ain't gonna say he got some potential though, but it just hey, sometimes change is a good thing.
Yeah,
Who
I
do
mean, I
they have?
totally
Who
agree.
did they have there before him? Is it Langford? He gone
Oh, he
now.
uh, he
Langford
was a
gone.
senior. He
Langford
a senior,
gone.
but
It was the
that
dude from
Cornelius
Auburn.
Brown,
Yeah,
uh,
Cornelius Brown.
who he was. I guess he was the front runner of the position. He was I think he was the front runner, and I really thought he was gonna take that job. But I you know I guess they see something.
Well, they trying to create competition. I imagine. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's what they
Man, what's
trying
up?
to do, in my opinion. I think they're just trying to make some competition. Hey, that makes your room better. You had a competition and things, but I think if you not the UAP, but if Alabama A&M they probably gonna run the football more so than anything. So but Kai Higgins end up being the starter, he won't have to do very much. You know what I'm saying? But just kind of like maintain the game. I don't
Right.
Yeah,
think
I mean,
rush
like
for
I say,
2,000 yards.
I mean, like I say, if you put him in the right position, he can make plays. But
Yeah,
he just like I said, I don't know. Like you can't really put everything on a guy because you look at way what the team was he was playing with. Sometimes you might try to do too much because you gotta try to score because your defense ain't really making things happen. Last year he had a guy that he could throw the ball to 100 times and he was gonna make a play 85 of them times. So it kind of got to almost like a security blanket type of thing. But Blue said, "What's up with that picture, big soldier?"
oh no, I thought that was funny, man. I mean, I saw it on Twitter. I like, let me use this picture today.
I,
Hey, I know,
I,
I know, fam. You lost the quarterback, the Fordham kid, and I kind of disappointed because I was looking forward to see what he could do. But that game won. The cat from Toledo, R.J. Johnson.
Yeah,
yeah. I was talking with C Wells about that earlier. It's to the point where shoot, just let me know on the week before the Howard game who we got, and then I'll let y'all know what we gonna do. Because at this point, it's too hard to keep up.
Right.
But I was excited after looking at that CJ Montez films. I think that's his name, CJ or whatever the dude that ended up transferring out or not coming in. After looking at his film, he looked the part, but it didn't work out. So on to the next. Y'all know that's my saying. on to the next one, on to the next. So,
And
shoot, who want to be great at FAMU?
I mean, the way I look at it, especially in a situation like that, the guy never even stepped on the field yet. So, it's nothing venture, nothing gain. You don't know you know what I'm saying? You can't lose nothing that you ain't really have at that point, And
Yeah,
if a
that's Frankie
guy,
Beverly right there. You can't miss what you never had. You know what I'm saying?
and, and and if a guy, if a guy want to leave like that, who know when he might leave. So it's best to get him on up out now, before he
Right.
decide in fall camp that, hey, this ain't working for me. I'm gonna go ahead and make a move. But like I say, they signed RJ Johnson. He's a redshirt freshman, um, out of Toledo. Well, I guess it's sophomore this year, but he's
Yeah.
6'2", 210. Good size from Atlanta. So. Was a first team All State guy as a senior, so he got some talent. He have opportunity to see the field, I guess. With a quarterback battle. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
FAMU gonna run the ball a lot. I think
It'd be
that's
crazy
just what
not
I
to.
believe. I believe they're gonna
I
try and go
said that
back to
all
that.
year.
Huh?
I said that all year. Y'all had 3 good running backs, and
Yeah.
it was like refusing to run the football. Like I think fam, you had the fewest carries in the conference until they changed OCs at the end of the season,
OC.
and they finally started running the ball. I'm like, you had some serious power in the backfield and speed, and you're not putting the ball in them dudes' hands. So
Yeah.
you kind of like shooting your foot off
Hamstringing your
yourself.
defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was getting your defense in bad situations too. Um, with Franklin coming back, those last 2-3 games he put on.
Oh,
So
especially that Florida Classic, man. He ran the hell out that ball in that game.
yeah, so hopefully we see a lot more of that. He and Somerset and some of the new guys that they brought in back there. But we talked about it earlier in the week. Savage going to Jackson State, crowding up they receiving room, muddying it up in there. How that
Yeah,
look?
you look. I think that's a guy, man. When he is locked in, he's a good receiver, man. He got good size. He got pretty good speed. He can catch the ball for the most part. He never really had the consistency at PV, but being at a team with a loaded room like that, he know already he gonna have to lock in. So if you get the best version of Shamar Savage, you getting a guy like I was, Southern offered him, and I knew I was like, he ain't coming here because he already played for Mark Frederick. I'm like, I don't think he want to go play for a guy
Right.
who gonna run the ball 40 times. He already played for this guy. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
it
my question in the chat I asked y'all earlier this week was like, do you think he? Well, I don't want to say he a problem or anything like that, but do you think he like one of them diva receivers that might be hard to fit in, because it's obvious he didn't like what was going on at Prairie View. When I thought he would stay. When you see what they trying to build, you would think he would try and stay there and work with that. But do you put him in the diva receiver category? I guess that's
me personally, I can't really say because I really don't I don't really hear too much about him off the field, but with the coach they got, you know what I'm saying? If you're not fitting that mode or you don't want to go through that, hey, it's an opportunity to go somewhere else and play. But I just know he don't always have the most consistent game. I don't know if that's a work ethic thing or if it's just one of them guys that don't always know how to take advantage of his advantages. But I just think when he's 100% and he's locked in, he's gonna definitely be a very valuable weapon, and he won't have to be the guy there. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a good thing if he willing to be a piece of the puzzle and not be looked at as the guy. Everybody can't be number one receiver. So he can come in and mold and gel. He can be a good piece to that offense.
well. Right now, it's looking like Bama State The only ones with the cornerbacks that's tall enough to match up with them Jackson State receivers with the starting two, if he end up starting with Fortillion and Savage, because
Oh yeah, them.
them some
That's
trees right there.
That's trees, and then you throw them little speedy dudes out there, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's like that's a tough group to cover, man. You're gonna have to be
yeah,
physical with them, man. You know, you still got to have the speed to cover, but you're gonna definitely have to be physical on the outside. So you know, either you got to have some tall corners or some guys who don't mind putting their hands on people. And so sometimes you can dictate that too. You know,
you
if
know
you
what
know
my
if they
answer
let you
is.
play.
You know what my answer. Got to go touch that quarterback.
Oh
Just got
yeah,
to go.
that to me with any offense. If you can get to the quarterback and even if you don't sack him, if you can make
Just
him
touch.
uncomfortable, it changed a lot, man. I've seen it on my own team. You know, like when the quarterback get kind of iffy, your whole
Yeah,
offense just go down. So if you can put the pressure on him, whoever that guy is, I'm just speaking in general. If you can put pressure on the quarterback, it don't matter what you got nowhere else. Now I
that's
always look
true.
at it like a race. It's a race. You know, we race the quarterback. He raced to get the ball off. Whoever do it best gonna win. So if he
Right.
made the play, he made the play. But if we made the play, then that's a big loss. It might be a turnover at some point. So you know, I that's the way I combat it. But you know, everybody team not built like that. Every team don't have that philosophy like that. And if you can play like that, it helps you a lot.
Yeah, they look stacked. You know, they look like the Monstars on paper.
Oh
But like
yeah.
I said in the text, they still sorry. So
You had to put that in there.
yes, sir.
And and not only did that move, you know what I'm saying, kind of shake up a little bit in the league, but it also shook up online because, you know, we had another little dust up, you know, some people thought Coach Jackson was tweeting about him leaving.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
when I think he was already in the portal I think he was already in the portal before everything happened, but you know, that led to, you know, couple people
Look,
talking about, you know,
Mhm.
tampering and
Twitter
all this
war.
stuff, and I'm like, what? You know, like how we get that from that? You know, so this is like a, you know, this is that crash course, man. You know, like I think he done blocked a couple people too. So this is a crash course in year one. You know what I'm saying? He's learning on the job, man. You can't really say a lot of stuff online because
NK. Yeah,
people gonna come at you. Because I mean, you remember Willie Simmons a couple years ago, so it's like
that's what I was gonna say.
people.
You better call Willie.
How you
Call and
deal with
talk to
this?
Willie. This ain't bad officer right here.
Oh
It's
no,
it's,
no,
it's roughing the
this is
SWAC
not
for a reason. You
hey,
can't
this
let
is
him
not the
get
Gulf
him off
South
his
Conference
square.
now.
Yeah, you
Hey,
can't let them get him off his square with talking with the peanut gallery, as I call it, because they gonna always have something to say on in roughing the SWAC.
oh
Constantly,
yeah,
it's gonna be something said.
and you can never win because if you win, they're gonna find something to say, and if you lose, they're
Yeah,
definitely gonna be on you. So you just gotta kind of stay the course and don't get too caught up in that. You know, so I think I think he's learning. I think he's having a good crash course right out the gate.
yeah, yeah. But do they play this year? Does Jackson play Prairie View?
Not this year. And
Yeah,
that falls off our schedule.
Yeah, they had to
they
wait.
some on foul
They
schedule
have to
too.
wait unless they make it to the championship, which
That ain't happening. That ain't
No,
happening.
they had to wait a year or two. That West
Well,
is already decided.
Jackson ain't going. Jackson ain't going. That we that's what's not happening. Jackson not going. I've been saying all
Hey,
this. Jackson got 40, 50, 60. That ain't
I'm
happening.
start
the
I'm
the only
starting
thing
early.
about it, because what's gonna happen is we're gonna clinch the East in Florida, bro. We're gonna
Who
hold
y'all
Is it
play?
early?
right
Yep.
there in front on top of the snakehead.
Bethune come up there to y'all.
I know.
They ain't gonna let y'all beat them. We
We
not having it, bro.
the East will be decided when we come to Bragg in early November. It's gonna be over. We're gonna take we're gonna take the trophy, and I'm gonna take the glove back to Mississippi.
Man, I don't even know what
Ooh.
I don't even know what a gauntlet is, bro. I don't even know
Oh,
where that thing is right now. That thing packed away.
you got rid of it, man.
Nah, I ain't got rid of it. I'm working on something new for the season. That was last year. I might have something new. You never know. We might come up with something. We might do like on Major League when they had the poster and they were taking
Oh
the
yeah.
clothes off.
Like
I think we might do that right there.
like they say, I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving
What's
with
that?
something when I come to Tallahassee.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm gonna bring the glove to Tallahassee just for that game, just in case. I might have to slap a Jackson State fan around with it. I'm gonna take it off like they do with the dude. I ain't gonna even wear it. I'm just flap, 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 like that right there.
Ooh, well, we getting a little spicy talk right now. That glove can cross state lines now, so don't try to bring that to Baton Rouge.
Let me ask y'all this though. Okay,
What's up?
I know they was having a bus trip for the Tallahassee game, and they was planning on staying in Destin. And then so that's like 2 hours from Tallahassee. So is it
Yeah,
no hotels that's closer?
nah, bro. It be sold out, dog.
Dang.
Yeah, it be sold out all the way to Thomasville, all in Georgia, Havana in North Florida. All the rooms be high as hell. High as
Yeah.
giraffe Poontang.
Yeah, I
High
know
as
they be cheap.
giraffe Poontang.
Yeah,
It's
they
the
be
best thing I could say.
cheaper
And
during
rooms
during the fall. I know, like in Destin stuff, because that ain't
beach.
peak season.
Yeah, yeah. But is that like almost a halfway point, I guess, between there and Jackson and Tally?
I guess it would
I
be
I
almost.
think I think it's kind of I think that's like the stopping point for everybody west of Florida. That they think that's the last place to go to Florida if you want to go to the beach. I don't know how many times I talk to people down here. They only go to Destin. I'm like, bro, y'all know they got way way more places in Florida that got beaches than there. And you keep driving, but yeah, I think that's probably I think that's like one of them them hot spots.
Yeah. I still haven't made my arrangement yet. I may be staying in Chiefland or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said a couple shows back, if they asking for a mortgage payment for a weekend, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just have to
Man,
turn around and come back home.
it's
And
it's a lesson, man. Going to Tallahassee is a lesson for you. If you haven't tried to book rooms for a game against FAMU, you're gonna be in for a surprise, man. And don't talk
yeah,
about Florida State got a game that Saturday too. So
yeah.
you really
You'll be
looking at some
living
crazy stuff.
in one of them you'll be living in one of them MLK hotel or motel rooms, you know what I'm saying? Paying
Yeah,
$300 a night. Be out there to stand out there on the balcony and get assassinated. As soon as you walk outside, it
you,
ain't no cover or nothing. You gotta
you paying
I
three
know.
hundred dollars a night for you paying $300 a night for one of them hourly rate hotels.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And for my Baton Rouge people, that's like the Elm Grove, you know what I'm saying, or the Alamo. Uh,
Okay, Bethune got runners on second and third, and we're in the top of the third. They got one out.
Bethune
So
ain't
they
going away
Florida
quiet.
playing in
now FAMU
Gulfport,
committed an error. They had a double play, chance for a double play, and the shortstop dropped the ball while she was touching the base to try and make the throw. And then after that, they had another throwing error. So that moved the girls around. So it's still 1-0 though.
So
FAMU.
what's the scenario in this game? If FAMU Bethune win this, or they go to championship, huh?
Yeah.
No, the winner play Bama State tomorrow
Oh
morning.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the winner
And
play Bama State. Whoever
And
lose
then they
goes
want to go
home.
to championship.
Yeah. So tomorrow, whoever win this would have to play 2 games tomorrow.
oh,
Yeah. That's why we were saying that loser bracket is not the place to be. And
right.
Jackson sitting pretty because they they still got a loss in their pocket.
Right.
Yeah. But so it's Bama State is a good team too. It's
Oh yeah.
hard. It's getting down to these same teams that were in it last year. It's like these same 4 teams.
Well, I mean, it's all East side. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All the West side going home.
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting down to the nitty gritty. Well, we checking this list off pretty quick over here. See
Oh yeah.
What y'all
Well,
think about the softball tournament being at Gulfport so far?
I think it's good.
Yeah, we talked
Like,
about the fact that they had multiple fields to get the games in because of the rain delay and stuff like that. But I just don't ever think it's going to be a lot of crowds by them playing in the midweek like they do and early in the morning and stuff. You know, I don't see softball really drawing a large number of people.
What about the
and see,
baseball? Is the baseball gonna be in Gulfport or is it gonna be like somewhere else?
It's
I think it's
Atlanta.
in Birmingham, ain't it?
I
No, it's
think
in
it's in
Atlanta, huh?
Atlanta again. Atlanta.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's in Atlanta.
They had a decent turnout last year, but like you said, any tournament is gonna struggle because you have so many day games in the middle of the week. You know, that's the thing about basketball. You know, the championship probably gonna draw well on a Saturday and maybe the Friday night semis, but you know, nobody really, unless you're a diehard, taking off work to go to a 10:30 basketball game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
So,
Your son got to be out there.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Or
Like
daughter.
you got to know somebody to be in there, you know.
Yeah.
Unless you're just a degenerate like me, then I'm gonna probably be in there because I'm trying to see every game I can if I'm anywhere near a tournament. But I'd probably be by myself at the majority of them. So it just that's a tough ask for people. So I think I think if you can get a decent turnout, it's good. And like you said, just having a facility that you can have multiple games to play in different places without having to move your schedule around. Because
Yep.
I've seen years where the weather, like especially in baseball, where like the weather just eat the tournament alive, and you playing games all the way to midnight, and then you turn around and playing. You're trying to get all these games in by Sunday, and you got 2 or 3 games on the championship day. It get crazy. So I think they did a good job of surviving this weather because the weather was no joke this week.
Right.
Bethune just tied the game up with a infield single.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, so they got a run on first and third with 2 outs in the third.
Yeah, Gulfport has a nice facility for softball.
Why she ain't just tagged the damn girl standing right there next to her? You saw
There
that,
you go.
James?
Yep.
There you go. He said he was gonna get. He said he was gonna get caught up. I said, there
She
you
was
go. I
right
said, you
there.
said
All
you're
she
gonna
had
get
to do
caught
was
up.
turn around and tag her.
I don't know, Jerome. That's kind of impossible. She got to turn around with the back leg and then left
Oh
arm. I
man,
don't know.
she could have just swung her left arm around and hit that girl.
I don't know, Jerome. That's tough right there. She had to
There
do
you
some
go.
Simone Biles type stuff.
Nah, man, that girl was running right behind her. She was, and then she turned around, tried to. Yeah, they gonna show it again. Look at it. I don't know. I'm
Okay.
behind.
I guess you are.
Now I got to pull it up.
Right. I guess she ain't got to touch the bag.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right. She was
Now
right there
playing
by
first,
her.
she could play at first. She just touched the bag.
Or the runner.
Yeah. No, the first baseman.
Her foot on the bag. The ball just
The ball was late.
bounced. Yeah, the ball bounced. Them girls have a tough time throwing that softball from third to first and shortstop. Anywhere in
Oh
the
yeah.
infield, first base is an adventure. I don't understand that, but
It's like that in baseball too. Now I don't know. Like that's one thing about in the SWAC, man. You don't always have like we were saying before we came on air, Jerome. Like you don't have somebody that got 2 of everything. You got somebody who got one category and not the other. So
right.
some of them some of the players we got can make that play, And then we got a lot of them that can't. And sometimes it's the routine play that gets you. It's not like that crazy, you know what I'm saying? Going deep to catch the ball and then throwing off your back foot kind of play from the shortstop. Sometimes that routine throw that eats you up.
Right. They get the yips or whatever they call it. You can almost see it in their release. They still reviewing this play.
She probably come out better just popping the girl for Bethune with the ball.
I don't know. They still reviewing that play. The girl looked clearly safe to me.
Yeah, she looks like she's safe. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell at the angle.
I don't know.
Is that Coach Cozy?
I was about to say, y'all think he working the tournament?
Coach Cozy don't work no SWAC tournament. He SEC of umpire, I believe, or ACC. he probably somewhere else.
Hey, if he working the SEC, they tournament going on right now too, so he might be busy.
Yeah, he might be busy somewhere. He better be in the damn football office.
That's why you letting them young boys in there handle that. Why you coaching? I mean, umpiring.
Yeah, he gotta. This will be over with in a while though. It ain't even no school, not even in right now. Ain't no school.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
He chilling. He chilling. Gotta get away for a minute. Hopefully, he's coming up with some team.
I wonder why
he can do it in between innings.
All black units today, because I just think that's just kind of odd looking.
Who, Bethune?
I think they have so many uniforms. They bring all their uniforms and playing these games back to back and 2 in 1 day and what have you. I think you just have to wear what you got.
Bethune love black in every sport. They can always have on something black in every sport. They love that color.
They do wear the black uniforms often, especially in football
and basketball.
Yeah,
but we got one little category on our list that say football season is approaching fast. Start making your plans. What that's about, Jerome?
Oh, that's start looking into you somewhere to stay, your hotel room, and get your like I say always, start planning out your tailgate menu and like we doing, we kind of assigning different menus for different games, and we're gonna try and ramp it up each game. Like the first game, I think it's just hot hamburgers and hot dogs. By the time you get down there, Joe Jamie, we should be up to the gumbo.
Ooh.
That's the plan.
I'm gonna bring some bologna that's put on the smoker.
No, we're gonna have the hot pot out there. Then we'll probably get a big pot going at that time, like the gas burner. So, family got out of that inning. I think it's 1-1. They got out. They left 2 girls.
Can I get a grouper sandwich, man? Can I get that, please?
A fish sandwich? Hey,
yeah, that's good.
I want a grouper sandwich though. I ain't had one of them since I left Florida.
we typically fry the fish after the game. That's normally when we do the fish fry after the game on homecoming. That's when we fry fish. There were rumors going around that they was gonna kick us out the parking lot 1 hour after the games, but AD Suggs was on the 220 Club. She said she hadn't heard anything about that. She used to tailgate a couple spaces down from us. So she know how that thing go, That's one good thing about her being a rattler, She kind of know the lay of the land and kind of how we are accustomed to moving around the stadium. If you get rid of that tailgating and things that we have right there around our stadium, that'll kill some of our game day environment. I think that'll take away some of our that Bragg Stadium mystique and all of that. I think that's a big part of it. Just the whole atmosphere outside, the smoke and from the grills and frying fish and all the different music as you hear walking up from different DJs or whoever they have at their different tailgates. All that's part of creating an atmosphere. So
I think
I
if you
think
take
she understand that, and she gonna keep that alive.
if you take that from anybody, man, that kills so much. You know,
Mhm.
especially trying to make people leave after an hour. You know what I'm saying? An hour after the game. You know, it's that
Yeah.
for one
Shoot, you got
thing that
the
increased the
band gonna be
traffic.
in
You
the
know what I'm
stadium
saying?
30 minutes after the game. They got the fifth
Exactly.
quarter. Yeah. So shoot, we sit around and try and let the traffic die down. That's
That's my main point. You know, it's like for a person like me that basically leave right out of the game, man, it's well depending on who we playing, it's murder getting off that campus. Like you talking about homecoming,
Mm-hmm.
man, you might well buckle up and get comfortable because you ain't going nowhere for at least an hour and a half.
yeah.
And we park right, basically right with you know right by the stadium, not that far from the entrance to the campus, and it take forever to get on that campus, man.
Yeah. I think when our campuses were built, they didn't have in mind what football and things like that have blown up to be. So, because if you notice, like FAMU right there in that neighborhood, it ain't no real big streets that feed us to the stadium. It's 2-lane roads. You know what I mean? It's not like it's on a big main highway like you see big stadiums typically. You know what I'm saying? So it's you got to kind of chill out and wait for that traffic to die down. That's the that's just the thing to do.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean
so
it's the same.
y'all can't do no overnight tailgate at FAMU?
Well, they have the RV park up above where the parking lot is, and they stand there overnight. But I don't think FAMU ain't got to the status of the Dookies where we be camping out the week before and all that. We ain't got no Sheshetskyville and all that yet.
And
We
the
ain't,
most the most people get up there like on Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That group of RVs start to show up on Thursday.
yeah. Now, and at the Classic, they stay there all week. I think at that RV park across from the Citrus Bowl, but it's set up for that. FAMU campus, it ain't set up for that. I know Jackson State. I'm not Jackson State, but Florida State has a RV park, and it's a big parking lot, and they got all the RV hookups and everything. So it's set up for it. And when I went to Southern, they look like a RV city over there. Boy,
Yeah,
that's a
we
sight
got
to
a couple
see.
RV spots.
Yeah,
We got a dedicated RV lot across from the stadium at the nursing school, and then
mm,
people park RVs by the Minute Dome, and so you see RVs everywhere, man. Like I say, come Thursday, you lose your parking spot when you're trying to go to school because somebody got their
yeah,
damn RV in the. So
yeah.
it's just
They kick the students out of that parking lot. They make them park somewhere else on that Friday game days.
Mm-hmm.
Cause my daughter live in that dorm above the stadium, and they can't park their cars in there on Friday. They have to get them out of there because they rent them spaces out. They charge whatever they charge for them. So
but yeah, like you say, it's May, early May. It's time for you. You know, it's time for them plans to almost be solidified at this point. Um,
yeah,
I pretty much mastered the turnaround trips. So that's basically what we do. We do turnaround trips
yeah. I think I'm
unless it's
gonna
like
turn into
too
the
far.
turnaround team. But before my kids got in school up there, my wife didn't go to the game, so I used to go by myself, and I used to leave on Saturday, and I would just stay. I would stay in the I'd stay in the 99.99 a night hotel, whatever the cheapest place I could stay, because I would just take a shower and go to sleep. I could stay in the MLK hotel, but my wife, she ain't going to.
Yeah, the old lady ain't doing
Not the
that.
MLK hotel. Oh man.
Yeah, y'all know
The old
that.
lady ain't doing that.
Nah, man, she ain't going for it.
But see, man, I grew up. My folks, we never left on Friday to go to games. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter where it was, they always left on Saturday. So if we was playing like in Houston. It's like a 5-hour drive. So we'll leave at like 3 in the morning and get out there at 8. you know what I'm saying, or whatever time, check in the hotel. Me and my mama go to the mall. My daddy stay at the hotel, watch football, and then we come back, get dressed, and be at the stadium, and then go home on Sunday. So like I always been
Right.
that way, you know what I'm saying? That quick trip, and depending on where we playing at, we might not even stay nowhere. We might just go down, go to the game, come back. So like it always was odd to me to see people from Baton Rouge stay in Jackson for a game. 'Cause I'm like, bro, that's a 2.5 hour drive. We go to the game, come back, regardless of night game, day game. So it like it Alcorn or somewhere like that. Anything over
Right.
4 hours though, I gotta stay. I ain't gonna do no turnaround trip on no 4 hour drive now. I ain't that crazy.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm contemplating it. The only place I got somewhere to stay right now is homecoming. We got a Airbnb. Uh, I don't know what I'm gonna do on them other games. I honestly don't know. It's crazy the prices I looked at. They got to open up some more rooms. Or something got to give on that right there. It's a lot of us waiting around to see because something got to give. I don't know what's going on, but it's like everything booked up already. It can't be like that already.
I think they be putting blocks on them rooms, man, and trickling them out to
Mm-hmm.
kind of raise the demand. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you have like that, that is going fast, you got to get it now. People willing to pay whatever because you got them people that's trying to stay as close to the school as they can or whatever, and they gonna pay. Baton Rouge like that too. They
I
charge
know.
out the ass when it come to football, man, and they got hotels. I know that ain't worth it.
Right.
That's $300 a night. Like
Right.
they got a couple hotels up the street from Southern by the airport. That's like $300 a night, and if you ain't up in the Baton Rouge, the airport is like in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's in my old neck of the woods. So it's like that's ain't nowhere in that area worth no $300 a night. And I grew up over there, so it's like y'all crazy.
So we got
I,
it's the bottom of the third inning. You looking at the game, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
y'all got
okay.
it up too.
Oh,
I
okay.
got I got it too. So we got bottom of the third, one out, 1-1, run on second. So fam, you threatening now. Tried to move over, but couldn't.
Yeah, that's it. It was 2 out because they just got the girl at first. Whoever the statistician is, they be slow on they job with working that scoreboard on softball. I'm like, I'll go do
They
that
probably
for
got
them
a
for a
hot link
small
in their
fee.
mouth while they trying to do the
Yeah.
stats too.
Maybe it's just
I,
one person doing
I know because they still got one out on the screen and they changing
it.
sides.
Right. Maybe it's just one person doing it. That's all. But yeah, but that's what I mean about making your plans. You know, it's just time to kind of finalize it. We got our tickets. We haven't received them yet, but we paid for them, so we got that taken care of. I just do a little bit by bit. You know, hopefully
Now,
by the
now, now,
Hmm?
now, one thing about me though is I'm a last minute person sometimes. Because sometimes I'll be like, man, I don't think we're going to this game, like a road game, and then a couple games will happen, and I'll be like, you know what, we're gonna take this trip. So it's sometimes you just got to keep that little stash, man. I try to make enough money during the week to take that trip because
Yeah,
I got a gang of dogs and we got to board them. So it's like, that's money right there. So it's just
right.
you gotta all figure everything out. Then you gotta figure out how you gonna live when you get back. So it's like
That's true. Yeah, but that's I like to do it, so I'm gonna make the sacrifice. I got
oh
my
yeah,
whole
that
vacation schedule is built around the football season, and I think FAMU playing inside the state of Florida 7 times, and I'm gonna try and make all of them if I can, especially if we win it.
that 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 part there changes a lot of travel plans, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Yeah.
That part there is why I didn't go to either one of the Texas games because I was like we was coming off of losses both times, and I was like, you know what, I am not going. Not that I didn't think we could win, but I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just horrible, man. Like trying to justify a trip when your team just got their butt beat. You know? So
Yeah. It's been a while since, fam, you've been on that. You know, last year was a kind of tough pill to swallow. I think we had 5 losses. So that was uncomfortable, uncharted waters in recent years. So hopefully we can get back to our 9-3 or whatever, you know, we have been doing at least, you know. But like I say, I can't call it yet. I'm gonna have to wait and remain to be seen what we end up with as far as the players go. Because I believe FAMU did sign a defensive end, I think, today. I saw a graphic where they got a defensive end coming in, which is something that we need. But I don't think anybody heard my cry for them big boys in the middle yet. So we'll
man,
put that out there one more time.
everybody got that cry, man. I don't care if you got some. You can never have enough. You know, like you can never have enough big men, man. So if they got any big men out there that wanna get some PT, especially on defense, if you want to play on the D line and get to the quarterback and be physical against the run, hey, blue and gold is there for you, baby.
Well, I got another question on the list. I don't think we ain't get to this, C. Wells, and that's what school you think is winning the off season right now? Out of the SWAC schools, who's winning?
I I think just because of buzz and everything, I'm gonna go with Prairie View.
I think so.
Now what that
that would be my
translates to, I
choice.
don't know. Because
Oh
off
yeah,
season championship don't win real championships.
they commanding the attention of the SWAC. If nothing else, they putting everybody on notice. They got everybody, you know. Last year you ain't hear nothing. Well, you did. I take that back. PV versus everybody. You did hear something from them, but as far as the coaches and stuff, McDowell, he was quiet. You know what I mean? He
Oh
kind of
yeah,
kept to
he wasn't gonna
himself.
say nothing.
Yeah, but my man Jackson coming in talking loud and everybody taking his name down. They're marking them calendar on them days when they play. You know.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking
yes
forward to that
indeed.
first game against Texas Southern.
That's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
That's gonna definitely be a fun one.
Texas Southern been bringing in quite a couple players too here now. If I remember right, they've been
Yeah,
quietly building
they've been
too.
moving quiet. They've been moving
Mm-hmm.
real quiet.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. But and Jackson got to be in there. You got to throw Jackson
Oh
in
yeah,
there with winning the offseason. With I mean they lose people, then they come right back with a big splash addition. So they're keeping themselves relevant in the whole grand scheme of things as far as
yeah. I mean,
football goes.
you never count the champs out. You know they gonna always make moves. Everybody else kind of sporadic. You know what I'm saying? And then you got some schools that don't like to let nothing out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to damn near be Sherlock Holmes to get the information you want. You know what I'm saying? So some
Right,
people doing some good things, but they won't talk about it. So
right, right.
I like to beat my chest on some of this stuff, but I can't. You know, I have to just wait.
Yeah. Well, we got a good little ways to go, but it'll be here before you know it. Once we get out of this month, once Memorial Day hit, and we get into that June, July, hey, it's them days gonna start running down quick. Before you know it, it'll be 4th of July, and it's on from there.
Oh yeah, it's up and running at that point.
Yeah,
So
it's on.
by that point, you really kind of in the clear. You got media day after that, and then August is there, and August is first week of the season. So it's gonna come by rapidly this year, man.
Yeah, it'll be here quick. This year media day should be interesting too with the new coaches.
Oh yeah,
Addition of new
so many new
coaches.
coaches.
Yeah, I wonder if T Jack gonna come in dressed like Gremlin or something. You know, set it off Met Gala
You got
style.
hey, you got to come with the heat after everything that then went on so far. He got to come with the heat.
He got to bring it,
Can't be
right?
quiet at media day. He
Nah,
can't
he
be
got to
quiet at
bring it.
media day.
Yeah, he gonna have to bring it. That'll be a good thing though. Get some excitement back at media day. It's kind of been toned down since the big personalities have left the SWAC, as
Oh
far as
yeah,
Prime and Willie and Maynard. I think those were kind of the three bigger personalities that were kind of driving the media day as far. And I can't take nothing away from Hugh Jackson when he was at Grambling. You know, he created a little buzz at media day too with the
yeah. You got to have somebody step
meritocracy.
up with the personality because all that coach speak, man. That get old.
Yeah,
That
well,
get old.
you know, I can name some coaches you're gonna get the coach speak from, and that's gonna be that you're gonna get that out of Daytona. You're gonna
Baton
probably get,
Rouge.
yeah,
Ain't no
Baton Rouge.
probably. Ain't no probably. Coach Gray is a Pete Richardson disciple. You ain't getting nothing but coach speak. You ain't getting nothing but coach speak. He ain't gonna rock no boats now. That ain't when you see him, he gonna tell you some things, but that ain't what he gonna say on TV.
Oh, in
He getting
public.
straight coach speak. Straight
Yeah, I
coach
gotta
speak.
appreciate that. You gotta appreciate that. You gotta
You got to,
appreciate.
but sometimes a little spice is good though. Like you gotta have a little spice to your meal sometimes. But everybody don't have that in them. So if you ain't got it in you, I'd rather you not do it because you can tell when it's fake. So
Yeah,
I rather you do
don't
it
make
because
it
that's
up.
who you are. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't make it
don't
up
manufacture. Don't make it up.
because
Uh-oh.
it's gonna show through and people gonna realize that you ain't really like that. So
Right.
but man, we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. But man, I got to share this little quick story, man. It ain't got nothing to do with football or nothing, but any sports at all. But yesterday I came home from work and my wife was in the kitchen and she said, something wrong with the TV. So I go in there, man, and the screen is like, like when you mess up a flat screen TV and it's got like all the lines and stuff all over it. So I walk into the TV, I'm like, damn, what the I'm cussing like we're on the TV. And I'm touching it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I got it's basketball tonight, I got to play 2K later on tonight. What's on the TV? Friday, I got to try to buy a TV. And she said, come look at this. And she said, this on YouTube. And it's some kind of video on YouTube that's like an hour of a broken TV screen.
Oh
And
man.
I was like, man, don't do that to me. I said, do not do that to me. Man, my
Strengthen
TV,
it.
man, like I say the I'm trying to figure out how to, what I'm saying, how to move the money around to get a new TV, man. NBA
Oh,
playoffs. Yeah,
you
Jesus,
gonna
said
get the
to your
Sam's or
goddamn, I ain't
somewhere.
I don't know. I had to
yeah, that's
laugh.
what I'm saying, man. Shit, Walmart or somewhere, man. Like,
Yeah, you gonna break the boycott and go to Target if you have to.
yeah, hey, to get a new TV when in the crunch time, hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. So luckily, it wasn't nothing because I was like, man, you're wrong. I was like, you're
I
wrong
think
for that.
I've seen that before. People like that before with the
I
screensaver.
never seen that. I had never
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah, that'll get you. But
But
yeah, well, so we 200 show coming up next week. We gotta ramp it up for that one.
oh yeah, no doubt. Oh, one thing, man, I want to apologize to everybody in the chat, man. For some reason, my thing was stuck, and so I'm sure I missed a lot of comments. I just realized that it was stuck. So I'm sure I missed a lot of comments. I wasn't forgetting about nobody, man. But for some reason, I don't know what happened with it. But it just popped up that had new messages, and we've been sending it forever. So if I missed your message, it ain't because of because of ill will or ill intent. I apologize. But yeah, 200 next week, man. So I'm gonna try to see, we can stream a little bit longer, if everybody's schedule is okay, but we definitely gonna have us a good time. So y'all come back next week, man, and enjoy that 200 with us, because it's a big one.
I might light the grill.
Hey, I'm definitely popping a bottle or something. I know that.
Well, we got the bottom of the fourth, one out. I guess that's one out going by the graphics.
I know
Still
it could be two.
1-1.
You actually gotta, when you watching these broadcasts, you actually gotta watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta watch it. You can't be doing other things and have it on. You got to watch it, because you never know. You just never know. But
you damn near need that clicker in your hand, like the so
yeah,
you can keep up with everything.
just in case,
Yeah.
So like I say, we're gonna lock in on this, and of course we got championship and everything coming up after this. Well, we got the losers bracket championship, I guess you call it, and then the real championship coming up, and baseball starting to wind down. So we got a lot of good stuff going on, and like I say, y'all catch us next week. I'm gonna have something on Sunday. I don't know what I'm gonna drop, but I'm gonna drop something on Sunday. So with that being said, man, we'll go ahead and get on up out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend, and we will see y'all next week.
Take care of your moms.
Oh, one thing, man. I see. I almost missed it. Salute the North Carolina Central Eagles, man. Perfect APR. I know who was number one. Yeah, I know who was number one in that. So salute to Johnny Thornton and them Eagles,
did we
man.
even talk about the APR? Did we even talk about that?
No, I don't think we did. And I meant to. My apologies on that, but definitely salute to North Carolina Central, because a perfect APR is especially in football is great. So salute to Coach Oliver and them Eagles, man. Whoever y'all got in y'all department, compliance and academics, man, they're doing a bang up job. So definitely salute to them for that.
Yeah. That's definitely a plus right there when you got that going on.
And like I say, with football in the portal era, man, that's huge.
Well, they don't dabble in the portal. I think that's kind of what's helping them. Like we were saying earlier, they don't do too much of that. And with us losing, I know with FAMU losing players and coming in and out, that's definitely had to affect that APR rating somewhat. In my opinion.
Like I said, Coach Oliver on that Dabo role, man. He don't really mess with that portal too much. You got to be a special dude to come through with that. But I think we're gonna, like I said, I think we're gonna see some adjustments and changes with the way everything going. So it's I think it's still a work in progress. But if you can get that done, man, that's got. And I also just want to point out, man, because I know a lot of people just look at it as the class part, but it's like, it's not just eligibility, it's retention. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep these guys, not just guys going to class or not going to class. You got to keep these guys. So,
and they got to be on. It can't be, even if they passing classes, they got to be passing classes towards their graduation.
Because that's what it's all about. So, definitely salute to Johnny Thornton, and tell your wife to say thank you, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And we're gonna really ramp up as we make it toward the season. So I'm glad you here, and man, I appreciate you in the chat. And we got a good eye on them Eagles. I ain't gonna say nothing yet. I ain't studied enough yet, but we're gonna keep tabs on what's going on out there.
They coming to brag. They some of the ones I'm looking at like that right there. They coming to brag.
We got them first. We got them first in Atlanta, so I got to keep my eyes on them. But we'll discuss this more next week. Next week, I don't know what's gonna happen next week, but y'all be here and we're gonna have us a good time. So we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up, man, and get out of here. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Y'all stay dry, because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. If you in the south, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So y'all stay dry, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Yes, sir.